you got the Donald, who just last week went on Russian state television to talk down our military and to curry favor with Vladimir Putin. He loves this guy.
Well, that was part of his speech at a Clinton campaign event in Philadelphia. For more on what was said, we're going to now cross live to RT's Caleb Maupin. Caleb, so Obama came out to stump for Clinton finally, but any positivity on stage certainly was not directed at Vladimir Putin. Tell us more.
Well, U.S. President Barack Obama was campaigning in Philadelphia for Hillary Clinton, and he criticized Donald Trump for his recent interview with Larry King here on RT. This is some of what was said in that interview. Let's take a listen.
What surprised you the most about running for office?
The media has been unbelievably dishonest. I mean, they'll take a statement that you make, which is perfect, and they'll cut it up and chop it up and shorten it or lengthen it or do something with it, and all of a sudden it doesn't look as good as it did when you actually said it.
Now, from there, Barack Obama went on to criticize Trump for what he perceived as a criticism of the U.S. military, as well as criticizing Trump for a perceived admiration of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Then Barack Obama surprised many people and went from there to compare Russian President Vladimir Putin to former Iraqi strongman Saddam Hussein. Let's take a listen.
And when the interviewer asked him, well, why do you support this guy? He's a strong guy. Look, he's got an 82% poll rating. Well, yes, so Saddam Hussein had a 90% poll rating.
Hello, Philly!
Now, later in his remarks, Barack Obama pointed out that this election has more, quote, crazy stuff than usual. And people are speculating that it seems like this kind of unexpected comparison of two very different world leaders may be another example of some of the crazy stuff he was referring to.
OK, RT's Caleb Maupin bringing us up to date with that speech. Thank you very much. Well, to discuss it all further, let's cross live now to media analyst Lionel. Hi there, Lionel. So, indeed, it's not only the U.S. media that's fired up over Trump's appearance on this channel. Barack Obama used it as a battering ram while campaigning for Clinton. What's your take? OK, we're just waiting to get media analyst Lionel on the line there for just a moment. I believe he's with us right now. Lionel, I'm not sure if you just heard me there. We've been speaking about President Obama's speech, about...
I heard you.
Yeah, we showed just some of the footage on that. Indeed, it's not the U.S. media that's fired up over Trump's appearance today on the channel. It's Barack Obama. He used it as a battering ram while campaigning for Clinton. What's your take?
Look, the story's old already, number one. Number two, as I've told people, Larry King does his show for an organization called Aura that is covered on RT. And in addition to Donald Trump, Larry King has had such international luminaries such as Dolly Parton to talk about music. I mean, what are we talking about? It's Larry King. That's the issue. Larry King has talked to every human being on the planet at one time or another. This is absolutely old news, great publicity for RT, fantastic, and Larry King, and Donald Trump. They're repeating, by virtue of this story, what Donald Trump said. Now, far be it from me to give anybody advice, but if I'm running for office or if I'm stumping for somebody, I'm not going to call any attention to their opponent. I'm going to say that I'm on behalf of this candidate, and Hillary Clinton is the best choice because of what she promises. Here's her platforms. Here's what she's done. Why does everybody talk about Trump? It makes no sense. But here's the bigger issue. Nobody cares about this. Nobody is talking about this. There are very serious concerns in this country, like many places, and we want to talk about, if I'm the voter, what Hillary Clinton is going to do. And what's even more important, especially today, if you want to talk about media, would be any attempts to allay and assuage the legitimate fears and concerns that people have about Mrs. Clinton's health. And on the latter of important issues, not even on the bottom rung, is an old appearance by Donald Trump with Larry King. It's irrelevant. It's desperate. It's diversionary. It doesn't matter.
Well, it's not the first time that the name of Vladimir Putin has been brought up in the U.S. presidential campaign, is it? And now seemingly it's back in vogue. What's the reason for that?
You know, I wish I could tell you. I can't speak on behalf of the president, but I can tell you people that I know and people that I've seen. It's a new, and I hate to say this, a new meme, a trope, a patellar connection that people are saying, and they don't know why. And they find themselves channeling Cold War, red-baiting, Russophobic references. And I ask people, what exactly are you talking about? Why are you saying this? I don't know. Now, if you go back and ask somebody, what did Donald Trump say about either Putin or Russia or whatever, what was it that he said that was so important to repeat it, but that in any way causes anyone to show concern? And nobody can point to it. It's just this repeated idea that he must have said something wrong because everybody keeps talking about it, and since all I do is read the headlines, I'm going to repeat it too. Nobody knows. It's old news. Nobody is talking about this. Nobody cares about this. We've got bigger fish to fry, bigger issues to deal with, and we've got, more importantly, very serious concerns about the Democratic candidate. That's what we want to hear about. That's what's going on. We had a very serious incident Sunday, and that should be the concern, not Donald Trump and Larry King.
In his stump speech, his latest for Hillary Clinton, although he hasn't been out that much, President Obama compared Vladimir Putin, in a way, in terms of popularity, to Saddam Hussein. That is one of the harshest comments I can remember about the Russian president from his US counterpart for quite some time. Indeed, is he saying that Russia is like Iraq back in the early 90s? Are statues going to start crumbling in Moscow? Is liberation just around the corner? Do I need a plane ticket out of here? Be straight with me.
I don't know what that even means. I don't even, I'm still trying to figure this one. Look, it comes down to this. There are three different people, three groups of people in this country. People that are going to vote for Hillary, people that are going to vote for Trump, and that speech should have been designed to grab the interest of the disinterested or undecided voter, somebody leaning, doesn't really sure. That's what this is about. And I promise you, nobody came home and said, you know what, I'm voting for Hillary. Because I heard today a juxtaposition between Putin and Saddam Hussein, and that's it. That's all I needed to hear. I don't know about the future, the economy, crime, immigration, the future, world events, military, World War III. I don't care about that. That momentary, and remember, this is a very small reference out of the entire speech. It was just an aside almost. That momentary aside or reference or juxtaposition, nobody changed votes. It didn't. I don't even know what that means. I'll bet you people have even forgotten the name Saddam Hussein. I'm telling you, because people have to understand this, that our society and news cycle, they have the attention span of a gnat. So while you're there to hear something that's relevant now, to make a hoary and old reference to somebody else, again, wasting time when the voter wants to hear, what are you going to do for me now and my family in the future? Now, and more importantly, I say yet again, the #1 issue on every news show, every blog, every alternative and foreign media, everything is Hillary Clinton's health. That's the issue, not that.
Media analyst Lionel, we appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on RT International this hour.